Hey everyone, how are you? We're on this is not 9 p.m., but I found out there would be no live show for Trish tonight. And I thought, hey, it's very cold where I am. I'm going to stay in bed for an extra hour and I'm going to go at 10:30. So I got to sleep in a little bit today, which was very nice because it is bloody freezing here. How are you all? Good to see you, Mr. DJ. Edget says there's a tornado on the way. Well, Edget, let me look here. It does look like there's a moderate risk for Chicago, Illinois, all of Illinois, Rockford, Joliet, Naperville, just Aurora. There's just all red. It's all red. So apparently, yes, up in the north, I'd call it the Great Lakes region, but up in that area, there seems to be a bit of a tornado threat, a moderate risk, enhanced risk, and a slight risk leading up into the lake, I think. So please be careful. What is the current SPC? Let's have a look. Storm reports. All right. Let's look at the storm reports for today. Oh, not many tornadoes, only two so far, both in Polk County, IA. So they both were brief. One was a very short-lived tornado. Looks like it just ripped up a couple of trees. There was another one in the same county, Polk County, IA, tree and outbuilding damage. So I wouldn't expect that this is. I mean, if they get into the city, they can cause damage anywhere, and a tornado is always dangerous. But I don't know if we're expecting like stuff that happened like 2 months ago. We'll find out. But stay safe out there. Have your safe place and your water and all that. Iowa, yeah, Iowa. It's in Iowa. Okay, yeah. All my friends in what other counties? Hold on. It looks like it is Iowa leading into Illinois, where most of the threat is. Most of the threat seems to be, yeah, around that area. They got a moderate risk out, so I'm just trying to get back into the daily outlook. Hold on. So if you guys don't know, this is what the SPC uses. I will show you for a second. So you don't have to see my dumb moving voice on the screen. Yeah. So this is what they mostly like. This is their forecast projection for today. So you can see here, this is a tornado threat. It's not a hatched area. It's only a 10% threat. It's not too bad. You got a much larger wind and it looks like it's more of a wind event, more like straight line winds, that type of thing. That is a much bigger risk here than this or even this. The hail percentage is only 15%, and it's only in this tiny little corridor that hugs the state lines. It's really, I mean, it's still dangerous day, and a 10% risk is nothing to sneeze at. But yeah, but keep safe out there. But it looks like it's mostly going to be a high wind event. Lots of outflow, lots of gusty type of thunderstorms, I think. So stay safe out there, everyone. Hey Tina, how are you? Good to see you. Ping, Ping, no, that's me. Shad, how are you? He's in a pond, snorkeling. All right. Guess we could deal with that. All right, yeah. Have your go bags ready. Pretend you're like Seal Team 6 and you have a go bag, and the threat is not Bin Laden, it is a tornado. There you go. That's your mission if you're in the tornado area. We have a lot of news tonight. There's been a bunch of different breaking stories overnight. Well, overnight for me, during the day for you. We had this odd story pop up. Now, I'm going to show a little bit of it to you. And the reason I'm going to show you this story is because this is not the first story I've heard of someone who unfortunately works in animation being busted for either child offenses or stuff related to children or abuse. And unfortunately, we do have another one. And I'm going to bring it to you here. It says Cartoon Network's Mighty Magisword creator Kyle Carrozza arrested on child porn charges. Says he also worked on several other productions, including Animaniacs, Doc McStuffins, and the The SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Here's a photo of him right here. Definitely looks like a trustworthy individual. It says here his name is Kyle, the creator of Cartoon Network series Mighty Swords, and has been arrested on child pornography charges. He was arrested in Burbank, California on June 20 as part of an Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force investigation. According to the Burbank Police Department arrest records, he's a freelancer and was taken into custody at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Geez, they busted in his home at like 6 a.m. or something and kicked in his door, and charged him with possession of child pornography twice. Two charges, two times. Carrozza has been charged under the California Penal Code 311.311A, which relates to the possession of child pornography, and also an enhanced charge, which relates to individuals knowingly in possession of at least 12 videos, 600 images of child. Oh, we can't say that word. Frick. And we're like 1 minute into the show, too. Great. Good work, Ping. You ruined the video today. Of CSAM. So there you go. He had 600, what is it? Knowingly in possession of at least 12 videos or 600 images of, yeah, CSAM. So the offenses can be charged as either a misdemeanor or a felony and are punishable by up to 1 year in county jail or up to 5 years in a state prison. If found guilty of either charge, he will be ordered to register as a sex offender for life. Pretty horrible when you think about the wider grand scheme of this issue. You have someone who obviously works with these type of look. There's some animation that's for older people. There's some animation that is for younger people. There's some animation that's for adolescents, and there's some animation that is for X-rated market and things like that. We all know that there's varying different scales of it. But if you're working with Cartoon Network and things like SpongeBob, they are directly for the younger-ish audience, although adults enjoy it too. I find that worrying, and I find that very, very disturbing, but we have to wait for more information as well. I did read into some of the backstory here, and it is a very twisted backstory. There is a whole bunch of stuff just underneath the surface here. It is odd, and I haven't even got to the bottom of it yet. There's other people, there's other things that happen, there's people orbiting this guy that had their own issues, and seems like a mess of a situation for the last what's it I won't give you I don't wanna dox anyone, and the person that is sort of involved here is having a hard time, so I don't wanna, put their name all over the internet. But when was the last tweet here? It looks like it had been going on since about 2021 or something. There was a whole other situation involving this guy and people that worked under him or near him. Um, I need a bit more time to look into that, and I'll see if we can report on it or not. I just want to make sure there's some sensitive issues that I want to tiptoe around, because there's some people here that are actually sort of victims, and there's some people here that are instigators. So we'll deal with that in due course. But I wanted to bring you this because it broke overnight for me, and I just think that's disturbing, especially when you're working in animation, especially Cartoon Network. Very odd, very strange to me. Let's see what you guys. Not the P word, Ping. You'll get demonetized. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, well. I will. We've always said it. We've always said the truth here. Why do we stop now? It's like why? Why do we bother? So I have no idea what a SLC group is. One moment. Hold on. I have to fix something. 1 second. All right. There we go. Rachel says this is not good. Well, I would just say maybe companies like Nickelodeon, Disney, Paramount are the ones listed in this article. may need to have a deeper dive into the people they let, it's every workplace, though. I don't wanna just target animation or whatever. It's every workplace. When we read these type of stories, there's people that work in hospitals, there's people that work in, I don't know, childcare. Like, in Australia, we had that case last year. The most active pedophile they could ever find in Australia was actually a childcare worker and worked with children every single day, and his abuse took place in the childcare, centers he worked in. The way they tracked him down was they matched the fabric in one of the abuse videos back to the center because it was custom made for them, and that's how they tracked down who the guy was. So, I don't wanna just, you know I don't wanna paint everyone who works in animation as a PDF file because I just don't believe that's the truth. I believe there's a lot of really good people who just wanna spread a lot of joy to the world in their drawings and art. I don't believe that we have to go hunt in every single one's computer because they're all wanting to hurt children. I don't think that's the truth at all. But it seems like over the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, we've had a couple of these. There's been a couple of guys arrested who work in animation, especially directed towards children, that, seem to be involved in this type of stuff. So maybe a closer look, some sort of hiring procedures. I don't know what kind of background checks could maybe catch something like this. If they've never offended before, a background check's not going to help, right? Because there's nothing on their file. They've been able to stay undercover. So what? I'm hunkering down at O'Hara Airport. That's Chicago. Tornado is near. I'm in a stairwell with lots of people. My daughter. Are you joking? Is there really a tornado near O'Hara Airport in Chicago? Hold on. No way. Um, let's go down. Tornado warning. Let me see if I can find like a tornado warning for Chicago, Illinois. Oh, there really is one. There apparently people are reporting seeing power flashes on both the O'Hara and Midway Airport webcams due to likely tornadoes and/or destructive wind gusts in those areas. That was 9 minutes ago. People are also seeing many lightning strikes heading through the area right now. So there could be both. I can't see any actual warnings. Here we go. Central Illinois from the National Weather Service. What is the box right now? Tornado warning. What is it? A tornado is on the ground in Cook County, Illinois, Will County, Illinois, posted 10 minutes ago. It affects the airport. They saying they said at 9:38 p.m. Central Daylight Time, tornado producing storms were located along a line extending from Orland Park to Mokena near Frankfurt. I can't pronounce half these names. They said their storms are moving at least 60 miles per hour, damaging tornadoes. The storm is producing multiple tornadoes at the same time. Ugh. It's probably like it's a line, so it's got multiple rotations within the one line. Normally, you get a single cell. It's pretty rare for a single cell to produce two tornadoes. Has happened, but not that super common. When you have a line of storms, you get these spin ups within the storm. These little rotations that happen within the line, and they can each produce their own tornadoes. So it must be, yeah, definitely says here, tornadic storms will be near Chicago. I can't even read this. It's so small on my screen. Tinley Park, Chicago Heights, Oak Forest, Harvey Blue, Dalton, Park Forest, Homewood, Alsip. Hey, please be careful out there. It's not the first time I've seen tornadoes at a Chicago airport, actually, or a Illinois airport. There's been heaps of videos over the year, but stay safe. We'll be thinking about you for sure. I don't want to ever hear about this in my lifetime. Oh, here's a photo of it if you guys want to see the storm. Yeah. So these are the storms that are causing all the issues. They're sort of moving through the area. That is a massive line, eh? Thing is, looks very crazy. What does it say here? Tornado alert. I know. 5 minutes ago. Uh, severe thunderstorms capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage. Like I said earlier, the threat today would be more of a wind type event. Storms moving east at 75 miles per hour. These things are going to be gone. They should, by the time you even realize they're close, 2 minutes later, they're probably going to be gone. So hopefully, once they move over you, it'll be all over. Hopefully, there's no tornado. Yes, please stay safe out there. All right, we got to go back to the true crime, but yeah, I hope it's not actually on the ground and it lifts or whatever. Or often what happens when people see power flashes, they often think, look, most of the time it can be a tornado because they break the power lines or hit the transformer and you get that blue flash that you see on all the videos. But sometimes it can be just wind. The wind can get so strong that it can break the lines or break the pole, and you also get a power flash. So it can be a bit of both. I don't know what's going on there. I don't have a camera, but there is a lot of tornado warnings. Look at these tornado warnings expired though. These ones are expired. 8 minutes from now it'll expire. These ones are the latest. This is the latest. This one. This is an hour. So this has got an hour left on it. They're saying move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. You never want to hear that warning while you're out and about. So I know people have been in Chicago airports before when this has happened. They have places for people to go, just like Utah is currently, and they should be okay. They should be okay. That place is built like Fort Knox, so should be fine. Just get away from those giant windows near the runway. They have those like floor to ceiling windows. Just get away from them. Those things just don't hold up against tornado. Yeah, stairwell sounds like a great idea. You guys will be fine, I promise. Promise you guys will be okay. The staff at the airport have done this many times before. You guys will be good. Retired RN says 7 us from Utah had lunch with Trisha. Oh, you did? Oh, that's so nice. Why didn't I show up? What do you mean, why didn't I show up? I was at a wedding. I was at a wedding. I mean, I couldn't make it. I mean, I was at a wedding. I couldn't go 9,000 miles that way. I mean, I don't think I would have made it after the wedding. I think even if I drove above the speed limit over the Pacific Ocean, past California, into Utah, I mean, I think I would have missed the lunch. I think I would have missed it. I'm sorry. I just, I was engaged, unfortunately. I hope you had fun with her. I hope you had fun with her. I really do. I hope you had a lot of fun with Trish. She's great fun. Australia isn't that far. No, just down near the South Pole. So yeah, it's definitely not that far to go near the North Pole. Okay. Mm, No, but I hope you had a lot of fun with her. I've been able to spend um a lot of time with Trish over the years, outside of doing live streams. We talk a lot, and she often calls me from America quite frequently, and we've had a great relationship over, I don't know, 4 years now. So she is a nice lady. I hope you had a great time with her, and she would have loved me being able to meet up with you. I know she would have loved that. She often doesn't get to meet up with a lot of the people that watch her show just because of how busy she gets, especially with all the Othram stuff now. But I know CrimeCon and doing this probably would have been a great thrill for her. She would have loved it, especially some of the people she already knows. Like, who was there? Who was there? Is it people I know? Tell me the people who were there. Was it? I know it was you guys, but anyone else I know? You guys will have to tell me. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Is there flight delays out of O'Hara? Let's see, O'Hara. If they got people hiding in stairwells, I'm guessing there are flight delays. I don't think flights are going out on time. Oh, yeah, there's flight delays. Sounds like right now there's advisories, so yeah, so due to thunderstorms, there is a traffic management problem in effect for traffic arriving at Chicago O'Hare Airport, International Airport, Chicago, Illinois. There is causing some arrival flights to be delayed of average 46 minutes, not exceeding 2 hours and 4 minutes. General departure delays due to weather, tornado/hurricane. Traffic is experiencing gate hold and taxi delays of between 1 hour and 16 minutes and 1 hour and 30 minutes in length and increasing at this time. Oh, my friend, I'm so sorry. That is not good. Yeah, it sounds right. Sounds like arrivals are doing okay. Only 20% of arrivals are very late or late. Up to 60% of departures are right now very, very late. So I'm sorry to tell you that news. I hope you'll be okay. Yeah, it is quite scary, right? Like the Nickelodeon guy. I don't think he was invited to the lunch. I don't think he was invited to the Trisha lunch. Don't think so. Yeah, those people are dumb. That's okay. You let them be dumb and you go hide where there's no giant windows. Has anyone seen that video of the tornado hitting the airport? I think it was in Oklahoma, and the windows just blew in, and everyone just got smashed with glass. Yeah, don't do that. It's a bad idea. Let's see what you guys have to say. Sorry, I keep saying That's a horrible word to say. Yeah, it'll be delayed. I'm sorry. It'll be a long night. I'm really sad. Oh, okay. Oh, they're not people I know. That's okay. They don't have to know me. Penguin. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. What are you doing? I'm so confused. Who's penguin? Is it you, the penguin? A different penguin? I'm so confused right now. Penguin says, "Hey, y'all, yesterday was the penguin's birthday." Are they talking about themselves? Hundreds of emperor penguins hatched yesterday. But where? At your house? Somewhere else in the Antarctic? I'm not sure. You have to give me more information. Sherry says, I've been stressing this storm heading my way. We have a two-story and the master bedroom is directly beside our bedroom window. You know what they say? Head to the most interior room of your home or head to a bathroom because bathrooms have pipes in them and it's very sturdy. So don't be heading to any rooms that are facing the storm. So if the storm's coming from one direction, move away from that room. Anyway, you guys would know better than I do. I don't even live there and I know the rules. You guys know the rules way better than I do because you live there. And they've been drumming it into your head since you were like 5 years old. So I don't even need to tell you all this stuff. You guys know it better than I do. Okay, let's get back to true crime. We'll check in on our friends a bit later. Okay, we'll check in on them later on and make sure they're getting on their flight. Yeah, so I'm gonna try find a bit more on this dude busted for being a I don't know what the word you want to call it. Yes. Okay, let's move to this article. Let's go to USA Today, see what they have. They say Cartoon Network Mighty Swords creator Kyle Carrozza arrested on child porn charges. He looks very happy in this photo. I don't know why, but he just looks absolutely thrilled to be there. It says a Cartoon Network series creator has been arrested on. I've said the word like 50 times now, so we're pretty screwed for tonight. So I'm going to keep going. It's yeah, CSAM charges. Kyle Carrozza, an animator who created the television series Mighty Swords. I've never heard of that show ever. I mean, people who watch Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network probably know it, or if you're like 8, you might know it. They said he was arrested in Burbank, California. Only 2 charges. That's very interesting, and they filed it under that interesting charge of if you have like 12 videos or 600 images, and he got 2 of them. Hmm, interesting. They said His his show that he created, that Mighty Magi Swords one, was Cartoon Network's first online original series debuting in 2015. The show premiered as a full-length TV series, but ended in 2019. He also served as a voice actor, voicing over a dozen characters, including one of its main characters, as well as a composer and executive producer of the series. In California, possession of CSAM can be either misdemeanor or felony. We said that before, and it carries between 1 year in county jail or 3 years in state prison, or a $2,500 fine. They're saying they probably will have to register as a sex offender for life. So I don't know if he'll ever be able to work in animation again or stuff like that. I've got no idea. Teresa, hey, my friend, how are you? You may have to fight the Christmas trees. This may be a situation where it's either you or the Christmas tree, and you may have to fight for the under the stairs, okay? You let us know how that fight goes. Yes. Yeah, look, I don't know what else to say except for it can happen anywhere, anytime, and we should all be careful. Not gonna say you should be like, we should all panic and accuse everyone we know of being a child, predator. No. I'm just saying that it seems to pop up in about every workplace you can imagine. There always seems to be people who slip through the cracks, so to speak. Okay. All right. Let's go to our other story for tonight. And it's Jay Slater. They finally found his body. Thank you, Angela, for sending this to me. I'm so happy to hear it, that his family don't have to keep searching anymore. They said they found him after a search team were able to locate his body. So I'm going to take us to Sky News UK, and I'm going to have a break for a second. Hold on. All right, let's go here.
It's been 29 agonizing days since Jay Slater went missing, and today came the worst news possible for a family who have been hoping and waiting. A body discovered in the search for the 19-year-old who had been in Tenerife for his first holiday. The news confirmed by a charity who had been supporting the family. It said, LBT Global is saddened to announce that a body found in Tenerife does look to be that of Jay Slater. It is understood the body was close to the site of his mobile phone's last location. Although formal identification is yet to be carried out, the body was found with Mr. Slater's possessions and clothes. A post-mortem and forensic inquiries will follow. That location was a rural part of the island, where multiple emergency services combed an arid area. Chris Pennington joined that search and knows how difficult the terrain is.
Had Jay been going uphill, of course, when you go uphill, you always have the chance to come down. But unfortunate for Jay, he was going down into a ravine. And once you start going down, it's almost impossible to get back up. Like I say, the heat exhausts you. He would have been in survival mode and just desperately trying to head for the coast. Unfortunately, he was completely unaware of what was ahead of him.
Jay is said to have traveled to the area of Masca with two men on the final night of a music festival. Despite being yards from a bus stop, he decided to walk back to where he was staying. In a case shrouded by speculation, there were so many questions, both here and in his home of Oswaldtwistle, where they held the teenager in their thoughts with blue ribbons. Friends, family, and a community have been left with an outcome they feared, one that will be difficult to take. Shingi Marike, Sky News.
Hey, not the news that I think anyone really wanted, but to bring someone home is it's better than the other option, which is never finding them, right? It's not the one. It's probably not what his family hoped for, but at least it's a resolution to what happened. Maybe we'll find out exactly what happened. I think they said that it could have been an accident, but it'll probably need more investigation. Very sad. It's been going on for quite a long time with him. I guess it probably was the terrain. Like the terrain out there was brutal. We looked at some of it a couple of weeks ago. We looked at the area. There's just like these giant cliff faces everywhere. and if you took, like, one wrong, like, turn, you could just fall off, like, a 100-foot cliff. It's pretty bad around there, so yeah. And BBC, body found in Jay Slater hunt near last phone location. That must be really hard for the family to hear that for so long they had no idea where he was, and, even the local searchers were like, "Oh, we checked over there." And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, he was found near where his mobile phone pinged. Oh, yeah, we did find him." That must be very hard for them to hear because they probably feel not cheated, but frustrated that why did it take a month of searching to find him right round where his mobile pinged? So, I get it. I get it. It must be very hard. It says the Guardia Civil said its officers and a mountain rescue unit found the body of a young man in the Musca area after 29 days of non-stop searching for him. The 19-year-old was last seen on the 17th of June after visiting an Airbnb rented by two people who he had been with at a music festival on the island. A police statement said the initial evidence suggested the person found had suffered an accident or fall in an inaccessible zone. That's a nice way of saying someone fell off a cliff. Says he had added that the discovery was possible thanks to the incessant and discreet search carried out by the Guardia Civil, in which the natural space was preserved so that it would not be filled with onlookers. I mean, I know it's what I like to do. I hear someone lost, I go get my camping chair, and I just watch, I just wanna see them find no. Do you really think that's what people were gonna do? They're gonna head out there and go into the middle of this place and watch them? I don't know. Police said, that all the evidence suggested the remains found were those of the young British man who disappeared. Full identification of the body is yet to be carried out, it added. So that's very this map is so confusing. It says June 17th stays at Airbnb near Masca, and it says 15th of July body found in Masca area, and it's just got like a dot with two lines coming off it. Great work, BBC. That is very very specific. It says here the family said that LBT Global were supporting the family during this difficult time, and Mr. Slater's family at this distressing time asked for everyone to afford them space and privacy to come to terms with the news. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they probably had a feeling that he was probably deceased. I mean, I'm not sure how many people could survive a month after injuring themselves in a fall, but I mean, it's not any more easier to hear that news on the first day of the search or the 50th day of the search. They're still learning that their loved one is now 100% deceased. So, the tiny little bit of lingering hope is extinguished. No more. It's gone. So I get it. It's almost like they have to grieve it all over again. First he went missing, now they know he's dead. So I mean, must be hard. Yeah, the terrain is very brutal here. There's a little video here. I think it shows someone showing, yeah, police footage shows mountainous area where remains were found. I'll show you what it looks like in the area. This is a ravine. Like, look at it. Look at the drops off some of these areas. Look at that. It's like 150-foot drop in some places, and look at all the overgrowth. If you fell, the chances of them finding you is so remote. Just, the bushes and vines and things like that. The fact that they found him at all is probably a miracle. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the volume down. Yeah, so you just thank you to the rescuers for real. Like, do you wanna go do that for a month? You ha Put your hands up in chat if you'd like to go do some of this for 30 days. hacking through this forest and climbing up this steep terrain to go look for someone who's not even your countryman because they got lost walking out of, you know, the city or the town. Those people deserve a lot of recognition for the job they did. The audio's gone again? My audio? It happens sometimes when we play two audio sources. Sorry. 29 days is way too long. But you look at that terrain. How could they do it any quicker? You see that the guy's got a friggin' giant machete and he's chopping through 20 years of vine growth. I mean, if you had fallen from a height, ended up at the bottom of a ravine, and somehow rolled under one of these overgrowth areas, what's the chances that anyone would ever find you if they weren't like, if they didn't know you were there? They might find you in 25 years after a bushfire goes through the area. And they're like, oh my God, hey, there's some human remains here, bones and stuff, and clothing. Uh, there's a good chance they wouldn't have found you for a very long time. So yeah, God bless all the searchers. There was a lot of hate for them early on, and I think it was unfounded. I I hope everyone, you know, understands that they do the job that they're asked to do, and they can't just go do a job if they're not asked to do it. So 30 days searching or whatever it was, it's a long period of time. And people are going, you know, it's safe out there when people go to the windows. You know, there's no danger. Head to the windows. Yeah, I'm glad it's over. Yeah, like I said, it was going to move very quickly. When things are moving at like 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, it's gone. As soon as it hits you, it's over. So if there was a tornado in there, it would be seconds. It's not even that. You know, it's not moving very slowly. Hey Emily, how are you, Mr. Dan Yee? Mr. Dan Yee, Teresa's here. Hey Teresa, and our aeroplane friend is here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's the point that everyone should look to right now is that he's going to go home. He's going to go home. He's going to go back. His family can give him a burial, and they can say goodbye to him properly. And that's all anyone can ask for in life is that you get a place to say goodbye to your loved ones, and they get to do that now. And it's thanks to those rescuers. So thanks to those people who spent a month searching that horrible terrain for him. Okay, we have heaps of breaking stories. I got like another 4 here. Let's have a look. No, not that one. Yes, this one. So we got some more information on the Suitcase murders in the UK. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on, guys. This may go really badly. Cancel? Ah, thank God. We almost killed the stream. Ping, you got to be more careful. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's go to... All right, here. Let's head to the UK.
4-year-old man appeared here at Wimbledon Magistrates Court today charged with murder. It comes after the human remains of 2 men were found inside 2 suitcases that were dumped in Bristol by the Clifton Suspension Bridge last week. A huge manhunt was sought for Justin Andres Mosquera, a Colombian national, who was eventually arrested on Saturday and charged in the early hours of Monday. He came to court and spoke only really to confirm his name and address. He spoke in Spanish and used a translator. It comes after the remains of 71-year-old Albert Alfonso and 62-year-old Paul Longworth were found in the suitcases. Justin was known to them both. He was staying with them for a short time, and the pair were themselves, they used to be a couple. Neighbours described them as loving and kind, and it comes as a picture showing all 3 of them together on holiday in a boat, smiling out in the sea.
So there you go, a ending to a very horrific crime. I still want to know, why did he take 2 suitcases and then take them to a monitored bridge that has staff members 24 hours a day, and then just go, "Hey, here is 2 suitcases. Let me now run away. Bye." Like, you could see that footage they released. He's just like, they're like, "Hey, what are you doing here? Hey, get off the bridge. What's with the suitcases?" And he's just like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just gonna go this way now." And he just dumped the suitcases and took off. Okay, sure. I don't know why you'd do that. Yeah, he just sort of walked off with these suitcases, and they sort of challenged him, and then he just went, yeah, I'm just gonna go this way now, bye." He just sort of ran away and left people's body parts in a suitcases, 2 suitcases on the bridge, and then the workers had these flashlights, and they're looking, they're like, "Hey, what is this? Why is it dripping blood?" And they're like, "Maybe we should call the police." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, we should call the police." I mean, it's not every day you see that, right? I don't know. It's an odd situation, right? So, like you heard in the video, a couple of the people were in a relationship and he was staying with them. So he then ended up killing them. Why? I don't know. Maybe they annoyed him. Maybe they wanted to kick him out. And he was like, "You're not going to kick me out. I'm going to chop you up and put you into a suitcase." Not a lot of details as of yet. We'll find out when he goes through. He's supposed to be back at Old Bailey on Monday. So we'll find out probably more then. He's currently been, oh no, not Monday, Wednesday. He'll be back for a hearing at the Old Bailey on Wednesday, and he was remanded in custody as the court that he was in, which is the lead magistrate, were not able to address his bail because of the seriousness of the crime and charges. So he would have to request that in a higher court, very much the same as Australia. If you get charged with a high level crime, you can't request bail at a local court. All they can do is remand you to go to a different court later on and then have a bail hearing. So often, if you're done with a serious nature crime, you can't get bail on your first appearance. So it says here, he was remanded in custody after appearing in court charged with 2 counts of murder over the deaths of 2 men whose remains were found in suitcases in Bristol. This reminds me so much of that other one we covered about 3 months ago. The torso that was found in the wetlands. That was a weird case too, very similar to this. It was like a guy that lived with 2 other guys, and he ended up killing one of them. Like, it was very, very similar to this one, and I'd like to know what is going on in the UK. Why are a lot of men housing together and then killing each other? It's a little weird. It says here he was charged with murdering the 62-year-old man named Albert and a 71-year-old man named Paul. Both were killed between the 8th and 10th of July in the London borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. The defendant, 34, assisted by a Spanish interpreter, sounded Irish then, spoke only to confirm his name, address, and date of birth in a short hearing at the Wimbledon Magistrates Court on Monday. Yeah, see, it's only a magistrates court, which is like a local court. Can't get bail for murder, I don't think, there. You have to go to a higher court. They say he was remanded in custody, will next appear for a hearing at the Old Bailey on Wednesday. I love that name, the Old Bailey. It's like how they have the Scotland Yard, and you're like, why is it called that? Why is it a yard? No, there's a whole story there if you want to read about it. They're saying here, Mr. Longworth, which was British, one of the victims. Mr. Alfonso was originally from France but had obtained British citizenship in the past. So at least one of them was a natural British person. The other person was an immigrant from France, but had naturalized to become a British citizen. The two men had previously been in a relationship but still lived together at the flats in Scotts Road. Both victims were known to the defendant and had been staying with them at the Scotts Road address for a short period of time. Evidence in this investigation so far has not pointed to a homophobic motive, the Met said, but it has been classified as a hate crime under national guidelines. Interesting. They said this will be reviewed if clearer evidence emerges, while officers are also working to establish whether there are any linked offences or incidents in the UK or overseas to build a full picture of the circumstances, though none has yet been identified. What does that mean? They're saying here that they know this incident will cause concern not just among residents in the local area, but in the wider LGBTQ plus communities across London. They said, I hope it will be of some reassurance that whilst inquiries are still ongoing, the investigation is at a relatively early stage. We are not currently looking for anyone else in connection with the two murders. They said officers have worked with the Pan London LGBTQ plus Independent Advisory Group, IAG, since the identity of the two victims and their sexuality was established. Their advice, expertise, and support for the investigation has been extremely valuable. We will continue to work with them and with our other partners, including the local IAGs, as the investigation and the policing response continues. That's an interesting group. The Independent Advisory Group. I've never heard of this. What is it? LGBT plus. Wait, didn't they have a Q in there somewhere? I thought they had a Q in there. So what do these people do? Better policing. All right, I got it. What does it say? This site uses cookies from Google to deliver its services and to analyze traffic. Your IP address and user agent are shared with Google. My user agent is shared with Google? No way. All right, that's fine. You can do that. It says here better policing for LGBT plus people in London. Working with Metropolitan Police on policing issues for our community. Okay. They say we share monthly summary of homophobic and transphobic hate crime in London. These figures for incidents and offences reported to the Met also include the sanction detection rate for these reported cases. Okay. It should be stressed that here is evidence that there is significantly underreporting of hate crimes. I don't want to know about this. I want to know what you do. Who are we? There we go. Let's go to who are we. What is the LGBT advisory group? We are a voluntary group of independent lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender advisors working with the Met at New Scotland Yard. Oh. We advise and monitor police on issues that affect LGBT people who live, work, study, or are visiting London. How did the group come about? After the April 1999 Soho bombings in London, John Grieve, then head of the Racial and Violent Crime Task Force, recognized the need for a lesbian and gay advisory group. Well, Mr. John Grieve was very clever. They said, how were members of the group chosen? They said, let me try and break it down quickly for you. Oh, okay, interesting. So it seems like it comes from like a wide array of people within different industries that work either in policing or adjacent. And it's very interesting here. Our current selection procedure panel consists of a member of the advisory group, so the actual IAG, a police representative, and an independent member of the LGBT community. Interesting. So they helped on this particular case. I guess it's probably sometimes probably within different geographical areas there may be like slight different like things that affect people or different lifestyle choices or whatever that only happen in this one particular area, and they may be very relevant to the policing, investigation. And without their help, they may never know about it because, they don't have a great insight into it. So I like it. If they're helping, they're helping. I like when people help. Karen's Inc. I don't know if it's like that. Use DuckDuckGo instead. Nah, it's all right. I'm sure Google already knows so much about me. They'd they're probably already about to put the electrodes into my brain, and I'm going to become one with the internet soon. It's just a matter of technology. It'll happen. You watch. We're soon going to plug in our heads to the Google. Just wait for it. It's going to happen. Oh, Edged, I'm sorry. I hope it's going to be okay in your area. Is your house okay? You don't have any damage at your house, do you? I hope you don't, my friend. I hope everything's all right. I don't see much out of Chicago, though, unless the reports are delayed. Let me just double check again for everyone in the area. Storm reports. Let's go to today. Yeah, I still don't see any new tornado reports in the area. Still only 2 current reports, and they were from earlier today. But the hail reports have been quite extensive. The wind reports are out of this world. There is just so many, thousands of reports. Right now, 448/18. I don't know what that means, but 448 independent wind reports over the region. Only 2 tornado reports right now verified or reported, and 41 hail reports within the region. So most of it seems to be, like I said earlier, it's a massive wind event. You're getting like this giant line that picks up, and yes, they do have these what we call like spin ups within the line. They can put down tornadoes, but often it depends. They're not often as powerful as what you get with discrete supercells. They don't always get quite as strong, and they're quite often short lived. Although there are exceptions, you do get some that really suck up a lot of the energy in the atmosphere and become monsters, but it's not quite as super common as like more discrete type supercells. But they do come up in the line. You get these little kinks or curly cues that rotate in the line. You get these little hook echoes that form up in the line. So they sort of look like that, like a number 6 or a comma, like what we call like a comma head, something like that. So they're quite common, especially with these type of lines that happen. Morgan's WoW cosplay. How are you? Good to see you, Morgan. Yeah, I hope everything's okay with you, Edrit. Hey, stay safe out there. Stay safe. All right, let's go. We have more to talk about tonight. Way more. And I want to do this one by Angela if I can. Where is it? Here we go. Very interesting. Angela always has the great stories out of the UK. We have a bunch out of the US. I've got to do like another 4 of these, but this one is very interesting. Okay, let's go to Yahoo News in the UK. It says TikTok terrorist jailed for encouraging violence and sharing IS propaganda. There's a photo of him. Charming young man. Says here, a terrorist who used social media platforms such as TikTok to encourage terrorism has been jailed for 4 years. The CPS has said Hamza Alam, 22, was from Chadwell Heath in Romford, Essex, disguised himself before posting videos on TikTok and described himself as merely an online libertarian in an effort to evade detection, according to the CPS. His videos included hostile references to Jewish people, alongside a post that encouraged viewers to attack and kill Jews following the Gaza and Israel conflict. Another post celebrating the 9/11 attacks One of his TikTok's accounts was public, had 126 videos that had amassed 31,000 likes. He also created a shareable folder that included IS propaganda and videos containing images of public floggings. Oh, great. It's great content. He was previously found guilty of 3 counts of disseminating a terrorist publication and 1 count of encouraging terrorism and sentenced at Woolwich Crown Court on Monday. He was arrested in June 2022 by the Met's Police Counter-Terrorism Command, who had been looking into a Telegram discussion group, which he was one of the people and its main contributors. They said his phones were seized and investigators uncovered photographs in which his face had been superimposed onto Islamic State fighters. Okay, what? What's all that about? Warnings were issued from TikTok moderators saying there had been multiple breaches of community guidelines and that further breaches could result in account penalties. So, all right, well, lucky they got him. He's gone to jail for 4 years. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Hey, Melody. Inside for One, how are you? Inside for One, they were just saying before that I had to go to Salt Lake City. And they're like, why didn't you go to lunch with Trish? Why didn't she come to Australia? I mean, Australia is, it's an easy flight. It's only 22 and a half hours on, across the Pacific. It's easy. It's only 1 day. It's only 1 day of solid flying. And then why didn't you come? Why didn't you come to Australia, Miss Insightful One? And Uda and Melody, like you guys, come to Australia. All right, so that's that one. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate you sending all the news in from Europe. It really does help me. I do appreciate it. I have a story. Let's head to Detroit. I got a story about a woman. I've got a story about a woman. There we go. That's your headline. No, she was found deceased in a Michigan lake last month, but they have arrested someone now. Very interesting. Not a lot I heard about this before it actually happened. Okay, Paparazzo Ferreira. Let me try and grab you a video. Yes, here we go. Let's go to Fox 2 in Detroit.
It's very sad that knowing family was looking for her. He just left her body there for a week, dumped.
The 42-year-old mother of 2 found mutilated, dumped on the side of a dirt road 4,500 miles from her home in Brazil. Suzanne Barbosa Ferreira's family says she was in Metro Detroit on vacation this spring.
Does she know people here, or maybe through online or something like that?
I think that was like casual friends.
One of those acquaintances turned out to be the man now charged in connection to her death, 57-year-old Fareed Hajar from Dearborn.
Had she ever talked about this man before?
No, not to me. Yeah.
Do you have any idea how they met?
No, I don't know.
It's unclear if Suzanne knew him before her travels or met him later. He's not charged with murder yet, for now held on a $2 million bond on mutilation charges and for trying to conceal Suzanne's body. Last month, Suzanne went dark and missed a flight to North Carolina, her next stop on the trip.
She stopped communication. We didn't hear from her anymore. And then we thought that's not usual. Something is wrong.
Older sister Renata Santana says they were able to track her phone to Hajar's house where police questioned him. He lied about knowing her. That is her last known location.
We just want to know what happened inside that house.
On the 4th of July, the family's last shred of hope gone after a call from a Dearborn police detective.
He stopped for a few seconds, and that was the longest seconds of my life. And he said, I can confirm it was her. And I have no words to describe the feeling I felt.
They're trying now to get Suzanne's body back to Brazil, working to come up with the $13,000 to get her back home.
My mom and father live there, and my mom wants that moment to say goodbye because my mom was really close to her.
Dave Kitchen spoke to a former Secret Service agent. He is joining us live with more. And yes, still days later, a lot of questions, Dave.
Yeah, Taryn, a lot of questions. I do know this much for sure. When you talk with a former or current Secret Service agent, they
There we go. Sorry, I had to stop all that freaking talking. What? I arrived to spend the story of police digging up a basement looking for the body of a woman kidnapped in 1969. They kidnapped the wrong woman. What? Sorry. You sound like Homer Simpson. You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel. I'm wearing gloves. What? You sent me a story of a police digging up the basement looking for the body of a woman kidnapped in 1969. Did we already do that? Is it in New York? We did one like that. That was a while ago. We'll look it up in a minute, but I want to finish this one because this is really important. How often does someone come from a different country into America, a Brazilian woman, and discovered in Michigan in late. Wait, why did they write it like that? They've written it really weird. Bloody AI. They said her body was discovered in Michigan late last month. They said on June 30, a passerby reportedly found her body in a culvert in Northfield Township. Police traced her last whereabouts to a Dearborn home late last month, according to the Detroit News. Reports indicated that she was visiting from Brazil when she was killed. Apparently, Farid was charged in connection with her death, according to the Detroit Free Press. Officials have not disclosed how she died. It's unclear how the dead woman and the accused are connected to each other. He's being held on a $2 million bond. He's charged with disinterment and mutilation and concealing an individual's death. He's due in court on July 25th. So, like next week or so, he's going to be back in court. What a weird set of charges. It is a little odd. Hold on. Let's head back to Fox 2 and then I'll show this to you. They said he's charged with dead bodies, disinterment, and mutilation and concealing the death of an individual in connection with the death of the 42-year-old woman. Well, she was found dead along a road in a culvert. The other one says a culvert. So that's like a ditch, right? Like the side of the road, like where they put either the pipes or just a ditch. They said the defendant was arrested on July 9th, or the accused, after investigators linked him to the body found, though they didn't provide details about what led them to him. So DNA? Could they have rushed DNA that quickly? She was missing last month. Could they have done any DNA analysis in like 3 weeks? I don't know. They said our officers worked around the clock with the Northfield Township to identify and develop a person of interest and gather sufficient evidence to present the case to the prosecutor's office. While we have obtained some charges in this case, we continue to be an ongoing and very active investigation, hinting that there may be more charges or more people to file against in the future. They said anyone with information about either the woman or the guy arrested is asked to contact the Dearborn Police Department at 313-943-2132 or the Northfield Township Police Department at 734-449-9911. Anonymous tips can be submitted through Crime Stoppers by calling 1-800-SPEAK-UP. They always have these interesting little catchphrases at the end. Some of them are like silent witness, and some of them are like speak up, and some of them are like reward. Which is the one that just has money? Is that Alabama or something, or Mississippi? One of them just has like 1-800-CASH, and it's like call here and get some money for dobbing in your friend. A missing girl. Sorry, guys, I'm a little behind. I was away for a little bit, and I haven't caught up on a lot of the emails yet. A missing girl. Oh, here, I thought you meant like you sent it like ages ago. No, she just sent it to me. Okay, let's have a look. I'll look at your story for you. A missing girl? Is it Amber alerted? Arkansas. Family pleading for help finding. Are you effing kidding? A 7-year-old? It's a daughter and a mom. Another custodial thing? I don't know. I don't know. Kathy Lynch knows. Let's watch.
Now, an Arkansas family is desperate for clues in the case of a missing little girl. The girl's brother says her last known location was Nashville.
Our Michael Warwick updates us on the search efforts tonight.
Asking for Middle Tennessee's help finding Arkansas girl Annalise Paget. Her older brother Ian Hallam says they haven't seen the smiley 7-year-old or their mom since June 22nd.
It is a lot to think about and have on your mind every moment.
Ian fears their mother Katrina is suffering a mental health crisis. Their last line of communication was 2 weeks ago. Ian's family has few clues, left to wait for any news about their whereabouts.
Every day and every night and every moment, always there, just hoping and waiting for something, anything, truly.
The family believes the pair's last known location was here in downtown Nashville at the War Memorial Auditorium. However, their last purchase, the family says, was at a gas station in Fairview. Ian says Katrina had talked recently about going to Murfreesboro or the beach, but for no clear reason why.
I believe it is imperative that they are found soon. I wish to believe that I can entrust my siblings' safety with my mother, but I understand mental illness is an incredibly difficult struggle.
Ian shared this video of Annalise's 7th birthday, surrounded by love, and that's not going to change, no matter how far she gets from their Springdale, Arkansas home.
Just all I can say is, please, if you see something, say something, spread the word. Please just carry us in your hearts.
They just want to know she's okay and to get both her and her mom home soon. Michael Warwick, WSMV4.
What a very sweet message from their loved ones. Like, I get it. They just want to know she's okay. So her name is Annalise Paget. She was last seen on June 22nd. She's believed to be with her mother, Katrina. According to her older brother, that's Ian. That's who you just saw on the video. They left their home in Springdale, Arkansas, and said the pair last recorded bank activity was June 24th in Fairview, Tennessee. He believes their mother might be having a mental health crisis and is alleged to have rented a red car. They also believe Katrina and Annalise were at one point in downtown Nashville at the War Memorial Auditorium. It's believed it is imperative that they are found soon. I wish to believe that I can entrust my siblings' safety with my mother, but I understand mental illness is an incredibly difficult struggle. Yeah. Let me see what I can find about Annalise Paget. Let's see. Let me copy this. Let's go here. Let's see if I can find anything from Ian. Maybe he's been posting on social media. Oh, okay. No. So they were found. They were located. I have it here as 3 days ago. 3 days ago. So they are okay. They have been located. They are good. So that story should have been updated. Yeah, there's no update on this story, but it should have been. They are fine. They have been located. Let me see if I can find an update for you. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes when they're located, they don't do an update. Yeah, just that they have been found. That's it. That's all I have, and that they're safe. So there you go. Yeah, good news. I like when we can get people safe and sound, right? So there you go. Located safe and sound. There you go. One moment. All right, there we go. Hey, I'd take a million people being found safe and they can head to their families and continue living their life. Then I don't know. We finally find out that, hey, we found the remains of that mother and daughter. They were buried in some dude's backyard 45 years ago. Oh yeah, I remember that case. Yeah. No, I'd rather have them found. Hey, that's okay. I'd rather do a happy story where people are found than to be like, another woman's body was found cut up and dumped in a river, and we arrested like 3 guys who sexually abused her before they cut her up. Like, I'd rather I'd rather do a million good stories than stories about, yeah, that type of stuff. But hey, we're in the industry of true crime, and unfortunately, I wish we're not having a lot of long form type crimes right now, which is a good thing because it means they're getting solved very quickly. But we haven't sort of had anything that's been like a big deal in a while, and nothing that's sort of just been, you know, we can do like multiple shows on. Is that the 49er loving daughter? Is that that one? Because she's like my best friend. See, we high five and fist bump, and we're part of the Niners gang, so we're good friends. Sebastian, yeah, but Danny, tell me one thing about Sebastian in the last, I don't know, 2 months that's worth even doing a video on. Nothing? Absolutely zero? If there was like a tiny something I could show you guys and I'd be like, "Oh my god, look, they're so much closer to finding him." I'd love to do it. I'd love to do that show. Same with Summer Wells. If there was just something I could do and have fun, no, there just isn't. And I'm not gonna be one of these people that just does shows because it drives views and um gets people all worked up and, "Oh, did you hear there might have been a dude that was dressed in black that you was seen on the corner?" I mean, I can't verify it, but it definitely happened. A friend I trust very much is a friend of the family, and he knows the dog that lives next door, and the dog told him psychically. They're best friends, they have a connection, and he told him about this guy on the corner seen dressed in black. I mean, you must believe me, I'm a credible source of information in this case. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm sorry. It's not worth it. Yeah, I'd rather do people being found. Yeah, see, we're great friends. Everyone in the Niner gang are great friends. See, she knows. Um, yeah, I'm so much more happy that she's found. I'd rather do that. That's good news, right? Hey, how many little kids have we had that have just gone missing and wind up deceased or worse or whatever? So the fact that a little girl gets to go home to see her big brother and see her grandma and grandpa or whatever, it's really good news. Let's see what else we have. Okay. This is interesting. I didn't actually see this one. This is from my friend Lee Agan. Oh, I wish I still spoke to Lee. I like Lee. I like Lee. Oh, it's in Bear County in Texas. Okay, let's have a look. Similar, Richard Ramey. I don't know this one. But this is another found safe. Hey, I'd love to do these more often. But apparently abducted. Let's watch this one for a second. We'll do another happy one. Well, not happy. Is it ever happy when people go missing? It's happy when they're found, but not the original part of it.
502, and right now an Amber Alert is out for a missing 7-month-old and a woman connected to that alleged abduction. So take a look here. This is Richard Ramey. He has not been seen since 10 o'clock Wednesday night on Atkins Elmendorf Road. That's a better picture of him there. This is near Calaveras Lake. Deputies also searching for 30-year-old Nicole Deguano, a person they call a suspect in the case. She was last seen here in San Antonio. If you have any information, call 911.
This is another one that had a happy ending. They actually found safe. Where is it? I've lost me page. I've lost me page. Where is it? Ping, you're useless. Why do you always lose your page? Okay, here we go. See, it says here, Richard Ramey was found safe on Friday morning, according to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office in a Facebook post. Hey, you can't ask for more than that. The little baby's only 7 months old, and yeah, a woman was alleged to have abducted her. Was it the mom? Nicole Degano and Richard Ramey. Doesn't sound like it's the mom. Doesn't have the same last name. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, but oh, I see. She was last seen taking off from CPS on foot, so she ran away from her Child Protective Services? Okay. It's a bit odd. But the child was found safe on Friday morning, 2 days later. So I would love to do more of those. More where children are safe. Put a toddler in a bin and he was found at the dump. The one in Florida, like 3 months ago? The one that they found a child's remains at a Florida trash station? Is that the one you're talking about? That was like 3 actually, I still look into the case from that woman who went missing on New Year's Eve. I still look for her every couple of weeks. I try and see if there's anything new about her. You know the lady who was found last seen in a bathrobe? I still look for her every couple of weeks, hoping that they've either know what happened to her or her husband knows something. They find her. But so far, I haven't seen anything. What? The door was open? Oh, yeah, that often happens. No, I don't. I think we got a bit of a disconnect. I think we're talking about the wrong one. Hold on. All right. This is the one I'm talking about. This happened in like the 3rd or 4th of April, 3 months ago. But I don't know if I ever heard an update. Yeah, it was like inside Florida University. Is that the right one? Yeah, I think this was it. No, found in a dumpster by. No, this is a different one. It was this one here. I'll show you. I know we played the video a bunch of times for you. It was this one in the SWA Renewable Energy Facility on North Jog Road, West Palm Beach. This was one that happened a few months ago,
An
but I don't know.
investigation is underway after.
Shush. The remains of an infant were discovered Tuesday night at a trash plant in West Palm Beach. But I don't know if I ever heard whether they identified the child or where it came from. When I search it, I don't see any update since April. Yeah, I don't see anything since the very early in April. So not that one. It can't be that one. Let me look at another one. Oh, you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about now. I see it. It's in the UK. It's not in Florida. It's in here. A murder investigation has been launched after the body of a newborn girl was found in a bin. Police were alerted on Monday afternoon to reports of a woman at a hospital who had given birth. In response, officers went to a property in Taverton Street, Camden, where, following a search, the baby's body was found in a container outside. A 26-year-old man was arrested at the scene on suspicion of murder, child neglect, and concealment of a birth. A 29-year-old woman has also been arrested on suspicion of child destruction. Both have been released on bail pending further inquiries. A crime scene remains in place. Detective Chief Inspector said, "I would like to reassure the public that this was an isolated incident. While the passing of the baby is deeply upsetting, there is no wider risk to the community. Officers will remain at the scene while inquiries continue. Any local residents with concerns can speak with those officers or contact their local neighborhood team." So, a very sad story about a baby that was found. The woman in the robe? Yeah, I can show you. There's been no update on her, though. Yeah, NorCal woman, last seen on highway in bathrobe, still missing. Her name is Zoe Penrod. And I don't have an update for you, unfortunately. This is a photo of her here. And she had a really complicated background, unfortunately. It was believed at the time that she was suffering from postpartum psychosis. She'd been hearing voices telling her to come outside or come into the woods or just leave the home altogether. She had received some treatment for it in the past couple of weeks before her disappearance, but apparently her husband went to change the baby, or the baby cried or something, and he had to go attend to the baby. And when he was attending to the baby, she took off and left the home. And that's the last I've ever seen her. That was New Year's Eve at the start of the year. And they since then, they have not, I don't know if they've located her at all. She was last seen in a bathrobe, unfortunately. Where's the bathrobe? There. That was the last sighting of her right there. It really makes me sad. I'm really sad about this particular case. That how the hell have they not found her? Here, surveillance footage released on January 9 recorded by a Myers Flat business captured Penrod walking north on Highway 254 in a bathrobe on New Year's Eve. A subsequent ground search of the area by authorities and volunteers yielded nothing. A search aircraft was also requested, and they just never have found anything about her. Let me just search her name. Maybe there's anything. Let's have a look. No, nothing. Just nothing. There's no updates at all. Let me search Twitter. Just see if there's anything on her, any kind of tiny bit of update. Last time people were talking about it was in April. Yeah. She's still missing to this day. And I don't know. Look, I don't even know if that, like, I don't know if all the sightings are her or whatever. Whatever happened to her, she's still missing. That's a lovely photo of her. It's probably the best one I've seen. The terrain around there is really, really severe. I was having a look at it the other day or a couple of months ago when she went missing. The terrain around there is like severe. It's all like redwood forest and it's really thick. And if you got lost in there, there's predators, bears, big cat or like cougar, bobcat and stuff, like snakes. If you got lost in there and a animal tried to get you, I don't know if they'd ever find you. It's really a tough place to go missing. Where's her? So she was in Myers Flats. Myers Flats. Gave me a site for girls' shoes. Okay. Let's go to Myers Flats. It's like this tiny little town. I remember looking it up. So she lived here. It's really a small town. It's not a very big place at all, but it's like surrounded by forest. Here, I'll show you. So this is the town of Myers Flat. But look, if I zoom out, look at this. It is just surrounded by dense forest. Look at all this, all these redwoods just everywhere. It's just, if you got lost in here, how would they ever find you? It is just trees, more trees, and bears, bobcats, cougars. I don't know what else lives in California. Democrats. Maybe a rare Republican. Might find one out here somewhere. But yeah, not a lot out here. It's really... So she was on 254. This is 254 here. This is the highway that she was last seen on here. And they searched around here too. Look, you can see there's a river and a sandbank. But most of it is like really densely wooded area. So she was on 254. That is 254. 254 goes through the town too. All through the town here. Never seen again. She has not been located. And they have no idea where she went. She's been missing since New Year's Eve. Right. I think that's the issue, is that she literally could be anywhere. And she could even be around the corner and you may not even be able to find her. All I can say is I feel very sorry for her child and her husband. And I don't know, how do you navigate life with a little baby that now is solely your responsibility? I know mums have been doing it for a long time, and yeah, we probably shouldn't be feeling any sorry for more sympathy for a guy, but that must be really hard to be like, my wife's out there somewhere, I have no idea where she is, and now I've got to raise a little baby. And I just hope he's got a lot of support around him. I really do. I hope there's a lot of family and people that'll give him some help, because he's got to make a living too. And I mean, you guys will be like, that's what single moms have been doing for like 50 years, Ping. 50 years, they made a living. Yeah, I know. I just, the baby needs its mum too. And it just makes me really sad, that story. I wish they could find them. But yeah, no update. No update since, I think the last update for it was January 15th or something, and that was the last time that I've ever heard anything. Hold on. Are we still on this page? No. Okay. Nah. Hold on. All right. Do you want to see what Insightful One sent me? Let me go to what Insightful One sent me. This is an interesting story. I don't know if I've got subscription to here though, Insightful One. It says here, shark warning, as predators circle a hurt whale at Jake's Corner in Calgary. And you can see there, look at this big mother effing shark chomping into a whale. On 4th of July, we did like a 4-hour show, and like for like 45 minutes, we talked about the shark attacks in somewhere in South Texas. And now you got this. Look at this. That's probably that looks like a great white. This area in WA in Australia just has like billions of white sharks, great whites, and they often take people. if you look up Western Australia and look up, I don't know, missing swimmer, diver, abalone person, fisherman, whatever, there's just hundreds of cases where they just haven't found the person. The person just went, "Oh, yeah, he went out, snorkeling at, like, 10 AM this morning. Oh, we never found him again," and people often just get eaten by giant sharks out there, and they never find them ever again. But they're putting out an alert right now saying a whale was injured and now sharks are feeding on the whale. This is not abnormal. It actually happens south from me as well. On the south coast from me, we often have warnings, especially in whale season. So there's whale season here where the whales swim up the east coast of Australia during the winter, which is actually right now. They migrate to the north from Antarctica and cold waters into the warm water. They often die en route to the north, and the big sharks come and nibble at the whale for a long time. So we often get shark warning, like don't swim here. There's a dead whale, and the sharks are everywhere. So you don't swim with sharks. That's a good idea. That's wild. Yeah, look at that shark. He's just like, "Hey, don't take photos of me. I'm eating me dinner. I don't like being photographed while I'm eating." Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what are they saying here? They're saying a shark warning has been issued for the Kalbarri Coast where an injured whale is attracting predators. Not the ones we talk about, the shark kind. The Department of Primary Industries and Regional Development issued the warning for the Kalbarri Coast after the whale was spotted at a popular surf break, Jake's Corner, about 9:28 AM on Tuesday. The department said the whale was attracting sharks and it was possible they could come nearer to the shoreline. Yeah, that probably will happen. It said anyone using the stretch of ocean should exercise caution. I don't know if you should exercise caution or just not go there at all. Apparently, officers and staff from other agencies were monitoring the situation and would provide relevant alerts. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll actually tie a rope around the shark and like drag it out like really deep into the ocean and then just cut it because they don't want it so close to shore where people can get bit by sharks or whatever. They say what to do. Take additional caution in the Kalbarri area. Yeah, don't be going in there and being like, "Oh, it's a lovely day for a swim. I'm going to swim around the point and come back." No, don't do that. They said use your sea sense and stay informed by checking for shark activity. Yes, definitely check for the shark activity. They said if you see a shark, call the water police. Call the water police? What are they going to do? Arrest it? Come over and be like, sir, you've walked into a human area. We need you to evacuate. You're going to get a move on notice and you'll have to have a notice to appear at the magistrate's court on the 15th. Here is your ticket, Sir Shark. Please follow us to the area where sharks are allowed." Why would you call the water police? It's a bit weird. Maybe they just shoo it away with a boat or a helicopter. I'm not sure what they do, but yeah, if you're in the area of WA, don't be swimming with the whales. You might get bit by that giant. That definitely looks like a white shark. You can just tell by the shape of that head. Yeah, there you go. Shark attack. Dun, dun, dun. What, like a Sharknado? I think they made a movie about that. You're reading the Jaws book again? You're never going to go on the beach this summer. Yeah, fish are friends, not food. Yeah. What? He stepped on a stingray. That's apparently like one of the most painful injuries you can get is either stepping on a stingray or like a sea urchin. Apparently that thing they absolutely kill, and it's some of the worst pain you can ever have. Yeah, Sharknado. Did the people in the one that happened at the South Padre Island or whatever it was? That lady, I think, did an interview from her hospital bed, and she must have been on some hell good morphine because she was joking like in the bed. She's like, they're like, "So how are your injuries?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, my leg's very fucked. It's basically gone." Like she was, I swear to God, they doped her up with so much morphine that like she was joking about her leg being gone. She's like, "Oh yeah, it's all gone. I don't have my leg anymore. It's just gone." And I was cracking up. I was like, "How much morphine did they give her? She is just off with the fairies. She's just I don't know what she's talking about." Yeah, she was joking about having no leg, and I was like, "Wow, that must be some great painkillers." Yeah, I've heard of people stepping on, yeah, sea urchin or stingray because apparently it's this weird pain and it lasts a really long time and it it sort of vibrates and it goes out and then it keeps doing it for like hours and hours and hours. Even if they give you painkillers, apparently you can still feel it. They have to give you like muscle relaxants and stuff like that. Oh, you stepped on a sea urchin spikes? Ouch. There was a guy I read that said he stepped on a I'm not sure if it was a sea urchin or a stingray, but he said that you can still see the scar in his hand, and it's like 20 years later, and he said he can still feel the pain if it gets a little damp in the air. He can still kind of just feel the same pain in his nerve endings in his hand. And it was like he said, "Oh yeah, I did it like 20 years ago when I was a fisherman," and he could still feel the pain every so often. It's really bad. That's true. Okay, let's see what else we have, and then we're gonna wind up for the night. They warned us to shuffle our feet. Probably so if there's a stingray there, it probably will go away. It'll probably just like run away from you. All right, let's see what else we've got on my list of stories for today. Unfortunately, a lot of the coverage in the last 2 days has been dominated by uh, the guy Thomas Matthew Crooks. They've been doing a lot of that. You guys see the video out today of him? He's saying he's like, "Oh, I go to this university and I've got like a 10-inch penis or something." Like, really? That's what you'd want to talk about while you're at university? Okay, sure, buddy. So a lot of the coverage has been dominated by that over the last little while. All right, let's go. Let's go to let's go to Florida. We love going to Florida because there's always something going on in Florida. Let's go here. Let's go to Facebook so I can have a break and get a drink. Hold on. Thank you for joining us. The live stream will begin shortly. All right, Mr. Livestream. Oh,
Well, good morning. Thank you for being here so we can offer the community more information on the arrest in the murder of 13-year-old Rose De Juste. Our homicide detectives have arrested 28-year-old Jerry Durisme for charges of first-degree felony murder. You know, Rose's murder shook our community and our agency. Great detective work, our help from the media partners, and tips from many people in the community. As Rose was senselessly and brutally murdered on July 4th in the apartment complex where she lived. When deputies were called there on July 4th, they found Rose in a closet, partially naked. She had been stabbed and she was barely alive. Unfortunately, she was transported to the hospital where she succumbed to her injuries. So we believe Rose was on her way to visit another friend in another building in that same complex when she was attacked. Her friend found Rose's cell phone and shoes in the staircase in that apartment building and reached out to Rose's family. And a family member was knocking on doors to see if they could find Rose. And then they entered the utility closet and then ultimately found Rose in that closet, attempted CPR and first aid on her, and she was unresponsive. From the beginning of this case, we encountered many people in the community that were very, very cooperative and offered a lot of information. A witness at the complex reported seeing a heavyset male leaving the building where Rose was found. Video from the complex showed a person we now know to be Doris May following at a distance behind Rose as she walked through the complex to her friend's building. At the murder scene, detectives found the packaging of a 12-inch knife believed to be the murder weapon. So an extensive canvass of the area uncovered video from a store nearby that showed Dorisby buying that same kitchen knife from the store, the one which was used in the murder. So I want to thank our hardworking detectives who worked tirelessly on this case around the clock. And I want to thank our crime scene investigators and forensics unit for their hard work.
All right, I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to take you to what happened today. So we heard about that. You heard the details about her, but he appeared in court today and I'm going to show you that if I can find it. I have far too many links open. I have to close a bunch of them. Here. Florida man accused of killing a 13-year-old girl remains silent during first appearance in court. They said the man accused of killing a teenage girl in Orange County on the 4th of July holiday made his first court appearance before a judge on Monday. During the hearing, Jerry did not speak when the judge asked for his name and remained silent throughout the court appearance as his public defender spoke on his behalf. The 28-year-old murder suspect is facing charges of first-degree felony in the murder of the 13-year-old Rose. So her name was Rose. What a pretty name. A child he did not know, accordingly. Apparently, he didn't know her. Rose was found dead in a utility closet in Palmetto Lakeside Apartments on South Rio Grande Avenue. South Rio Grande Avenue. Was this a set of apartments in a different homicide? Do you remember we read about a case? It was a weird case. It was 2 attempted murders and a murder or something, and it was like they were all based around this woman, and she had dated that guy, and then she was trying to kill the other guy, and then they were in prison or something. I swear to God, it was at these same apartments or right near them, because I remember South Rio Grande Avenue, and I remember the Palmetto Lakeside Apartments. I wonder if that's in the same area. They said Fox 35 News spoke to her cousin, who said he thought she was at a friend's apartment who also lives within the complex. That friend told him she found Rose's phone and shoes, but Rose never made it to her home. Colin and Rose's brother started looking for her and found her in a utility closet, stabbed and partially naked. Here's a photo of him here. Looks like they kind of told him to, stop resisting, and then gave him a couple in the face. Detectives caught him on surveillance camera near the apartment complex and he was arrested a few days later. His arrest report shows that he was on video buying the kitchen knife used in the crime just minutes before the murder. The judge said she was going to hold him in jail and set a pretrial detention hearing for July 19th at 8:30 a.m. He was ordered to have no contact with any of the victim's family members or witnesses in the case. He is banned from having possession of weapons, firearms, or ammunition and cannot return to the scene where the deputy said the crime was committed. The judge also assigned him a public defender and a bond was set at only $20,000. What? What is going on in Florida? He killed or allegedly killed a child, and you're like, yes, you can get out of jail for $2,000. The F? What? How do you get assigned a $20,000 bond in a murder of a child? That is insane. I thought it would have been like $500,000 or 150,000, a million, 850,000, $20,000 for killing a child. The F. I'm shocked. I can't believe they would give him a $20,000 bond and then just be like, hey, don't talk to any of the witnesses and don't go back to the crime. Be a good boy. Let's see his ask in court. Here we go.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name, please? Can you tell me your name? Okay. Does anyone have his ID on there? Or I'm assuming that this is Jerry Lorison Dorisme.
So you're big enough to hold on. Let me pause this. So he's a big enough boy to kill a 13-year-old girl, but can't speak his name to a judge. Good work.
This is 2024 CF 9531AO. I'm going to appoint the public defender in that case, as well as 2024 CF 9567AO. In the first case, you're charged with 3 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer without violence. That was pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was previously found. I'm going to order that you have no contact with any victim or witness. You're not to have possess any weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I'm going to stay the bonds as said in the warrant at $5,000 on count 1, 2, and 3, and $5,000 on count 4. So total of a $20,000 bond on that charge, on that case. In the second case, you're charged pursuant to a warrant with first-degree felony murder. I am appointing the public defender's office to represent you in that case. Pursuant to the new statute as to pretrial detention, I am going to hold him and set the pretrial detention hearing. And when is that, Madam Clerk? That is July 19th, 8:38.
All right. He can't bond out. So even though they set a bond for the other charges, which are the minor charges in the case, he can't bond out until he goes to the pretrial hearing, the bond hearing for the other charges, I don't think. So she said, basically saying she can't deal with the bond for those charges in this particular hearing. So they set a different hearing. So I think even though he got a $20,000 bond on those, like, she said $5 grand, $5 grand, $5 grand, and $5 grand, he can't bond out. Yeah, she's very quiet. Sorry. I did have the audio booster on, but obviously, whatever county this is in Florida, can't afford good microphones. Let me just double check that.
All right, and no contact with any of the victim's family members or any witnesses in the case. No return to the scene, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. And then he also has a 5-day hold at defender's office to represent you in that case. Pursuant to the new statute as to pretrial detention, I am going to hold him and set the pretrial detention hearing. And when is that, Madam Clerk? That is July 19th.
Okay. So yeah, he will have to go back on July 19th for that pretrial hearing, and that will also deal with his pretrial detention. So he even though he's got a 20 grand bond, he can't bond out. It's just a formality. So all good. What were you going to send me in the? Oh, it wasn't you. It was my friend Uda. What were you going to send me an email, friend? Or are you going to do it later? It's okay. Because I think we're going to wrap up. Let me check in on Chicago, and then we're gonna leave for the day. I think we've done a late show already. Yeah, we've been on almost 2 hours. It's not a bad live show for a Monday night. I hope everyone had a great Monday. I really do. All right, let's see. Let's refresh this. Looks like that line's still going, but it's let's check here. Active radar. It's a pretty weird radar that we can't get into it that much. Producing both tornadoes, radar indicated. Plus 60 minutes, okay. All right, let's check the warnings. Radar indicators. So no ground truth on any of these storms right now, I don't think. Radar indicated. So what radar indicated means is what it sounds like. It's basically that conditions for a tornado do exist within the storm, but there is no National Weather Service employee or storm chaser or member of the public, EMS or whatever. There's no one that has called in saying that they see a tornado on the ground. It's just that the storm is exhibiting signs that there could be a tornado. So right now, it just Just looks like, yeah, basically, it looks like it's calmed down a little bit. It's not as crazy as it was about an hour ago. Yeah, so there's only two warnings left. This one expires in 5 minutes. Then the other one is from an hour ago when it was more over the airport. This one expires in 20 minutes, and I don't see this one. They don't look like they're going to reissue, because if they're going to reissue, they would have probably already done it. This one, they might. Let me see. Show me the full warning. EAS activated. Oh, they EAS'd it. Okay, interesting. Is a thunderstorm. Severe thunderstorms capable of producing a tornado were located along a line extending 6 miles southeast of Knox to 9 miles east of Monon, moving east at 40 miles per hour, wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour. Isolated tornadoes are possible within this line. Okay. And yeah, isolated, meaning there's probably just little tiny baby spin-ups within this line that could form. So you see the line here, it looks very uniform. And if we look in, you don't. This radar is not great. I wish I had a better one for you. Yeah, it doesn't show a lot of detail. But sometimes you'll get like these little bumps that form, or like you'll see it. You'll have to use the line itself, but it'll go down and then come out like that. You'll get like this little appendage or hook here, and that's your rotation within the storm. Sometimes you get these little curly Q ones that pop out at the top. That's your rotation within the storm, and sort of like a supercell, but they form embedded within these lines. But I don't see this radar's freaking terrible. It looks like composite or something. It's not a very good one. You need like base velocity and base rotation to get a really good look. This is not a good radar. See if we get a deeper color or something. Yeah. Look, it looks all right now. It looks like a lot of the warnings are going to expire and get out of there. So, hey, I hope you get on your flight. Is your flight taking off now? Where is she? Uta or Utah? Is your flight going, or are you still delayed? Let me know. Let me know, and then we're going to get out of here. I think everyone's gone to sleep. So, yeah, we're going to get out of here. Hey, I love you all very, very much. Thank you for turning up tonight. I hope Trish will be back tomorrow, so then you guys can have her back at 10:30, and then I can go at 9, and then at midnight. I want to thank Sean. Sean sent in a Ko-Fi yesterday. Sean, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. The two ways we accept donations are through the super chats or the super thanks or whatever they call it, but they take like 30%. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. They take more than that. It's like 70% by the time you get done with it. The PayPal and the Ko-Fi the Ko-Fi takes 5%. PayPal takes 3 or 4%. So they're the better ways. So thank you for that, Sean. I really do appreciate it. And to my friend Moon Shadow on Friday night. That was really, really sweet of you. And my friend, did we do this one? Yeah, I did. Emily Narb sent in one the other night, said, as always, thanks to you. Thanks for your research and entertaining us each night, Emily Narb. Emily Narb, that was very sweet of you. I read everyone's messages and I always try and respond. She's not back until Wednesday or Thursday? What? When did she leave? Inside for one. When did she leave? Only today? Stacy, when did she leave? We got her manager here. She'll be able to tell us. Is she going to be back at 10:30 tomorrow night, or does everyone want me to go at 10:30 tomorrow night? I'm in the dark. I have no idea. Ah, shit. She's got ages to go. Yeah, we've done this before. Me and Insightful One have done this a bunch of times. We've managed her travel for years going backwards and forwards from SLC. Yeah, not until Thursday. So she won't stream for until Thursday. Okay, guys, I can do 10:30 if that helps everyone out and keeps everyone on a uniform time. I mean, we can go at 10 if you want. If everyone wants to go a little earlier, so it's not so late at night, we could do 10, and we could do that till Thursday, so that it helps Trish out too. She said that every single time, and I don't know if she has she ever streamed from her car? She says that, so she's tired, guys. Can you imagine traveling through all these different states or whatever, and you have to drive all day long, and then you're like, "Yeah, jump on and do a live stream." Nah, don't wanna do that. Nah, she mostly I don't wanna give out too much information because it's private, but, she likes to drive. She likes to drive. I know, right? I am gonna be so thankful when the daylight savings switches, and I hate Australian daylight savings, and I hate summer. I love winter, but I'm gonna be so thankful when my show moves back to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Trying to get up in the morning, get all my notes done, catch up on the crap that's happened overnight, have a coffee or something, and then get on stream at 11 a.m. in the morning, do an hour and a half, get off, do a couple of things around the house, jump back on at 2, and then stream till about 3:30 in the afternoon. It's a long day. It's a long and early day. But I do it for you guys because I love you all, okay? I do it because I love hanging out with everyone here. Alright, alright. I'll come on at 10 p.m., okay? Give you guys an extra half an hour before bedtime. Because I know a lot of people don't watch all of Trisha's show because it's too late. By the time she finishes, sometimes it's past midnight, and people have stuff to do the next day. They have, they have to get up. They got doctor's appointments or work or whatever, so it can get a little late. All right, well, we'll be back at 10 tomorrow. Okay. So look for the show. I'll put it on about 9:30 for the holding thing, and then you guys can congregate at around 9:30. I've driven through New Mexico. Yeah, I've done it. I've done Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Yeah, I've done it. It's bad. Would I do it again? No, I would never, ever, never, ever, ever, never. Not a huge fan. No, New Mexico's all right. It's okay. Just those highways are huge. Kim, that is very sweet of you, my sweet friend. I really appreciate it, but I can't see it. Hold on. Let me go to my YouTube thing and see if I can see you a sticker. Critical hit. Critical hit. Oh, my sweet friend, Legal Hunting did one the other night. That was very kind. I gotta add Legal Hunting to the video. Legal Hunting, I'll add you. I'm so sorry. I forgot that she sent that one in. It must have been when I did the late show, when I came back from the wedding. I know she did it, but I'll have to fix that. Hold on. Laura G, I'll help you after I get off the show. Okay, my friend? Hey, I love you all. You guys are all so sweet. Kim, it was very sweet of you, okay? I appreciate the super chat. We'll be back tomorrow, okay? 10 p.m. Look for the show at about 9:30. Peace. Have a great Tuesday for you. Yeah, Tuesday. Have a great Tuesday for you. And if my friends are all in the storm area around Illinois and Iowa, keep safe overnight. Those nighttime storms are really dangerous because a lot of people stop paying attention when they can't see outside. It distracts from people's awareness of warnings and things like that because you get tired, you want to go to sleep. Make sure you have your alarms on loud so if there is a tornado warning, you can hear it. If your phone starts activating an EAS warning, it'll come through your phone and then it'll be very, very loud and it'll wake you up. You can get to the basement or whatever. Please make sure that you do that. Why am I telling you I'm Australian? You guys are American. You know better than I do. Anyway, bye-bye. Bye. Good night. See you later. Bye.